Welcome to Lights Out, whispered tales for restful nights. Close your eyes, breathe deep, and let the journey begin. The science of sleep, why we rest. Sleep is one of life's quietest necessities happening daily, yet rarely understood. We close our eyes and drift away, trusting that rest will carry us through the night. But behind that stillness, remarkable things unfold. This series invites you to discover the deeper reasons we sleep, and why it's far more than just a break from waking. As the world quiets down and the stars take their place, your body begins a quiet transformation. Muscles soften, thoughts begin to slow, and invisible systems awaken to repair, restore, and remember. In sleep, the body heals, the mind rewires, and your spirit finds stillness. Sleep, it turns out, is where wholeness begins. In the chapters ahead, we'll gently explore how sleep works, why it matters, and what happens when we don't get enough. You'll learn about the rhythm of rest, the brain's night work, and how to better care for your sleep. So settle in, breathe deeply, and let's begin this peaceful journey into the science of sleep. The evolution of sleep. How sleep patterns developed in humans and animals, and why. Sleep is one of the most puzzling yet universal behaviors in the animal kingdom. Despite the vulnerability it brings, nearly all living creatures rest in some form. This suggests that sleep serves powerful biological purposes. To understand it more deeply, we turn to evolution, looking back at how rest shaped and sustained life. Long before humans walked the earth, animals were already sleeping. From insects to mammals, rest behaviors have been observed in almost every species. Though patterns vary widely, the common thread is restoration. Whether it's conserving energy, repairing cells, or organizing memories, sleep offers deep survival benefits that nature has preserved over time. In early life forms, rest may have first evolved as a simple way to conserve energy. When food was scarce or danger was high, remaining still and inactive allowed creatures to use fewer resources. This conservation became so beneficial that many species began developing dedicated cycles of rest and wakefulness. As organisms grew more complex, so did their need for downtime. With the rise of nervous systems and brains, sleep may have taken on a new role: maintenance. During sleep, the brain clears waste, repairs damage, and strengthens neural pathways. This internal housekeeping became crucial for survival and cognitive function. Different animals sleep in different ways. Some, like lions, can sleep for 20 hours a day, while others, like elephants, only sleep a few hours. These patterns are shaped by evolution based on diet, size, safety, and whether an animal is prey or predator. Sleep evolved not just for function, but for survival. Birds and marine mammals offer fascinating examples of unihemispheric sleep where only half the brain sleeps at a time. Dolphins, for instance, rest one hemisphere, while the other stays alert to breathe and watch for predators. This shows how sleep has adapted to environmental challenges without sacrificing safety or alertness. Reptiles, insects, and even worms exhibit sleep-like states. While they may not have REM sleep like humans, they do experience periods of reduced activity and responsiveness. These patterns suggest that the need for restorative rest runs deep in evolutionary history, possibly emerging over 500 million years ago. Humans evolve their sleep patterns while living in small, vulnerable groups. Early humans likely slept in short bursts and took turns keeping watch. Over time, we developed monophasic sleep, a single long sleep period at night, though some cultures still use biphasic or segmented sleep, which may better match natural rhythms. Our ancestors also slept in closer harmony with the natural world. Before electricity, sleep began at dusk and ended at dawn. The modern pattern of staying up late and waking to alarms is relatively new. Evolutionarily, our bodies are still tuned to sunrise and sunset, craving darkness to initiate deep rest. The development of REM, rapid eye movement sleep, is one of evolution's great mysteries. Most mammals and birds experience REM, during which vivid dreams occur. REM appears linked to emotional processing, creativity, and brain development. Its presence across species hints at a profound evolutionary role that is still not fully. Babies, both human and animal, experience more REM sleep than adults. This suggests a strong connection between REM and brain development. In early life, the brain is wiring itself at a rapid pace. Dream-rich sleep may be part of how we learn language, form memories, and understand the world. Over millennia, human sleep became tightly bound to social structures. Safety in groups allowed for deeper, uninterrupted sleep. This communal aspect persists today. We often sleep better around trusted others. Sleep isn't just biological, it's social, shaped by community, culture, and shared rhythms. Despite our advanced technology, our brains are still wired for the wild. Artificial light, digital screens, and noisy cities often clash with our evolutionary sleep needs. This mismatch can lead to insomnia, fatigue, and mood disorders. Recognizing these roots can help us build more natural, restful routines. Some scientists believe dreaming itself may be an evolved survival tool. Threat rehearsal theory suggests dreams simulate dangers, helping us practice responses in a safe environment. Others believe dreams promote emotional healing. Either way, dreaming appears to serve more than fantasy. It may be an ancient, adaptive behavior. Evolution has shown that no creature can stay awake forever. Even the tiniest fly and the largest whale need rest. Sleep is a non-negotiable function, suggesting its benefits outweigh its risks. Nature doesn't waste energy. If sleep were optional, evolution would have discarded it long ago. Sleep also reflects environmental adaptation. Animals and deserts may rest during the heat of day. Those in icy climates may hibernate through harsh winters. These rhythms of sleep and wakefulness aren't fixed. They've evolved as elegant responses to the changing world, blending biology with ecology. Though we often view sleep as passive, evolution shows it's an active process, repairing, processing, and rebuilding. The stillness of the body belies the work of the mind. Even as we lie motionless, our brains light up with electrical activity, dreams, and hidden work that sustains life. Understanding the evolution of sleep gives us greater compassion for our own struggles. Sleep resistance, late-night wakefulness, or vivid dreams are not failures, they are echoes of an ancient design tuned for a different world. When we honor that design, sleep becomes easier, safer, and more fulfilling. Sleep, in its many forms, has helped life flourish. Whether it's the dolphin keeping one eye open or a child lost in a dream, sleep connects us across species, time, and biology. It is one of the most universal experiences and one of nature's quietest triumphs. In every flutter of an eyelid or drift into dreaming, we touch something ancient. The evolution of sleep reminds us that rest is not weakness, but wisdom. It is a rhythm older than thought itself, gentle, persistent, and essential to all who live. Modern life and sleep disruption, technology, stress, and the modern sleep crisis. The way we live today is reshaping how we sleep. Bright screens, round-the-clock communication, and fast-paced routines are slowly edging out rest. Modern life rewards being always on, yet this constant stimulation leaves our brains wired when they should be winding down. Sleep, once sacred and predictable, now competes with distraction. Technology is one of the biggest culprits. Phones, laptops, and TVs emit blue light, which tricks the brain into thinking it's still daytime. This delays melatonin production, the hormone that signals it's time to sleep. Scrolling at night might feel relaxing, but it subtly shifts the body's internal clock, making deep rest harder to achieve. The constant flow of information also fuels mental overstimulation. News alerts, social media updates, and nonstop messages keep our minds active even after dark. When the brain doesn't get a clear-off signal, it stays alert. This leads to difficulty falling asleep, lighter sleep, and waking up feeling unrefreshed. Beyond screens, stress plays a major role in sleep disruption. Work demands, financial worries, family responsibilities, these pressures don't stop at bedtime. When stress hormones like cortisol stay elevated, they interfere with the body's natural sleep-wake rhythm. The result is a restless night spent tossing, turning, and overthinking. Even our homes have changed in ways that impact rest. Artificial lighting extends our days, while noise from traffic, appliances, or neighbors can interrupt peaceful slumber. Many people live in environments that don't support deep rest, bright, busy, or noisy spaces that prevent the body from fully relaxing at night. Modern work schedules also clash with our internal clocks. Shift workers, early risers, or those juggling multiple jobs often sleep at irregular times. This throws off circadian rhythms, the natural cycle that tells the body when to sleep and wake. Over time, this mismatch can lead to chronic fatigue and poor health. Social expectations have shifted too. Sleep is often treated as a weakness or a luxury. Phrases like "sleep when you're dead" or "grind 24/7" glamorize exhaustion. But this mindset undermines our well-being. The pressure to perform can drive people to ignore fatigue and normalize running on empty. Even caffeine and stimulants play a role in sleep loss. Many rely on coffee, energy drinks, or other pick-me-ups to get through the day. While these substances provide a short-term boost, they can linger in the system, making it harder to fall asleep, especially when consumed late in the day. The irony is that while modern life offers more convenience than ever, it often comes at the expense of sleep. We have smart homes, fast food, and endless entertainment, but fewer boundaries around rest. In the rush to do more, many lose touch with the body's natural need for stillness. Reclaiming rest in a fast world takes intention. It means putting down the phone, dimming the lights, and creating space to unwind. Sleep isn't old-fashioned, it's timeless. In the midst of a wired and restless culture, sleep remains one of the most powerful tools we have for healing, clarity, and strength. When sleep is missing, the effects of sleep deprivation, both short-term and long-term. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. When it goes missing, the effects ripple through every part of our being. A single sleepless night can fog the mind, slow the body, and dull emotions. Long-term sleep loss, however, can do far more damage, gradually undermining our health, focus, and emotional strength. Short-term sleep deprivation affects concentration almost immediately. Reaction time slow, attention drifts, and simple tasks become harder to complete. This is why drowsy driving is often compared to driving drunk. It impairs judgment and coordination in ways that feel subtle, but can be dangerous. The brain becomes less efficient and more error-prone. Mood is another early casualty of lost sleep. People become irritable, impatient, or unusually emotional after a poor night's rest. The brain's emotional centers become more reactive, while rational control weakens. This imbalance can lead to increased conflict, pessimism, or emotional outbursts, making even minor stressors feel overwhelming. Physically, a few nights of poor sleep can disrupt appetite, making us crave sugar and processed foods. The body also becomes more sensitive to pain and less responsive to insulin. This shift can contribute to unhealthy eating patterns, higher blood pressure, and lower energy even before chronic sleep deprivation sets in. When sleep loss becomes long-term, the risks grow. Persistent deprivation weakens the immune system, leaving the body more prone to infections. It also increases the likelihood of serious conditions like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. The body, deprived of its nightly repair cycle, begins to break down. Mental health suffers deeply under chronic sleep loss. Anxiety tends to rise, depression may deepen, and resilience shrinks. The brain struggles to regulate emotion and manage stress, making it harder to cope with life's challenges. Over time, this creates a cycle. Poor sleep worsens mental health, and mental distress worsens sleep. Cognitive decline is another hidden cost. Sleep plays a key role in memory, consolidation, and brain detoxification. Without it, learning slows and mental sharpness fades. In the long run, chronic sleep loss has been linked to neurodegenerative diseases, including Alzheimer's, due to the buildup of waste proteins in the brain. Even social relationships can feel the strain. Tiredness reduces empathy and communication skills, making misunderstandings more likely. Sleep-deprived people often withdraw or misread others' emotions. In this way, the absence of rest can quietly erode intimacy, teamwork, and trust, adding relational tension to an already frayed emotional state. Sleep deprivation doesn't always come from choice. It can be caused by shift work, caregiving, insomnia, or medical conditions. Understanding its effects isn't about blame, it's about awareness. When we recognize the signs of sleep debt, we can begin to rebuild rest into our lives, one night at a time. Sleep is more than a pause, it's a vital, active process that restores balance. When it's missing, the cost can be invisible at first, but deep over time. Protecting our rest is an act of self-respect, not indulgence. In a world that praises hustle, sleep quietly protects our health, spirit, and sanity. Sleep and mental well-being. Sleep's linked to mood, anxiety, decision-making, and resilience. Sleep is a sanctuary for the mind. During rest, the brain processes emotions, clears stress chemicals, and restores mental clarity. Without this vital downtime, worries linger longer and moods swing more sharply. A rested brain becomes more stable, balanced, and better equipped to navigate daily challenges with calm and confidence. One of sleep's most noticeable effects is on mood regulation. When we sleep well, we tend to feel more optimistic, patient, and emotionally steady. On the other hand, poor sleep makes us irritable, short-tempered, and more reactive. Nightly rest is like emotional first aid, quietly patching up what the day may haven't settled. Anxiety and stress are deeply tied to sleep. Without adequate rest, the brain's ability to regulate fear and stress responses becomes weakened. That's why sleep-deprived minds often feel overwhelmed or stuck in worrying loops. Sleep resets the emotional brain, allowing you to wake with a clearer, calmer perspective. Sleep also supports decision-making and focus. A well-rested mind can weigh options, consider outcomes, and act with clarity. Without it, the brain becomes foggy and impulsive. Simple tasks feel harder and small problems seem bigger. A full night of rest is like sharpening the mind's blade before another day of use. Memory and learning benefit greatly from sleep. The brain takes what you've seen, heard, and experienced during the day and organizes it while you rest. This mental filing process helps you retain information, connect ideas, and build lasting knowledge. A tired brain struggles to hold on to even the simplest facts. Creativity blooms with proper sleep. As the mind drifts through dream states, it quietly explores, combines, and reshapes thoughts in new ways. That's why solutions often appear after a good night's sleep. Dreams and deep rest tap into the subconscious, offering insights the waking mind might overlook. Sleep strengthens emotional resilience. Life's challenges, big or small, are easier to face when the mind is rested. With better sleep, we become more adaptable, thoughtful, and able to cope with change. In contrast, lack of sleep makes us more prone to emotional burnout and mental fatigue. Even mental health disorders like depression and anxiety are closely connected to sleep. While poor sleep can contribute to these conditions, improving sleep quality is often a powerful first step in healing. Therapists frequently recommend establishing good sleep habits as part of treatment, showing just how central rest is to recovery. In children and teens, emotional development relies heavily on sleep. It helps them regulate impulses, process feelings, and build social skills. For adults, it protects against emotional instability and stress-related burnout. No matter your age, rest is essential for nurturing a healthy, well-balanced mind. At the end of the day, sleep is a form of self-care that can't be skipped. It doesn't just repair the body, it restores the soul. By making space for quiet rest, you create room for peace, stability, and clarity to grow. A well-rested mind is a strong, gentle mind. Sleep across the lifespan. How our sleep needs and patterns change from infancy to old age. Sleep is a journey that changes as we grow, from the deep slumber of newborns to the lighter rest of the elderly. Each phase of life brings different rhythms and requirements. Understanding how sleep evolves across the lifespan helps us appreciate our body's changing needs and respond to them with care. Newborns spend most of their time asleep, up to 16 to 18 hours a day. Their sleep comes in short cycles, often waking every few hours to feed. At this stage, sleep is vital for brain growth and physical development. Though fragmented, it lays the foundation for future sleep patterns and mental health. By the time babies are 3 to 6 months old, their sleep begins to consolidate. They start to develop a more predictable rhythm, longer stretches at night and shorter naps during the day. This shift reflects maturing brain structures and growing awareness of day and night, a key step in healthy sleep development. Toddlers 1 to 3 years typically need 11 to 14 hours of sleep per day. Their sleep is often interrupted by teething, growth spurts, or separation anxiety. Nap time remains important, and bedtime routines help reduce resistance. Consistency at this age encourages stable patterns and emotional security. Preschoolers ages 3 to 5 begin sleeping around 10 to 13 hours a day. Most drop their naps by the end of this stage. Imagination and independence grow, sometimes causing bedtime fears or stalling tactics. A calm, predictable nighttime routine becomes even more important for ensuring quality sleep. School-age children 6 to 12 years still need 9 to 12 hours of sleep each night. At this stage, academic pressure and screen time can start interfering with rest. Sleep supports learning, focus, and emotional growth. Clear boundaries, regular sleep schedules, and screen-free wind-down time become essential habits. Teenagers experience a natural shift in their internal clocks, preferring to stay up late and sleep in. Despite needing 8 to 10 hours of rest, early school times often clash with this rhythm, leading to chronic sleep debt. Supporting teens with realistic routines and empathy helps promote better sleep hygiene. Hormonal changes during adolescence also affect sleep. Increased stress, peer interaction, and identity exploration can disrupt sleep cycles. Many teens face insomnia, irregular schedules, or overuse of technology. Encouraging balance and mindful sleep habits during these years can support mental resilience and healthy development. Young adults' 20s and 30s often struggle to balance work, study, social life, and rest. Sleep needs remain around 7 to 9 hours but are frequently neglected. Sleep deprivation becomes common, sometimes seen as a badge of productivity. In truth, consistent rest is essential for memory, mood, and energy. Sleep during adulthood is affected by lifestyle, stress, and overall health. As responsibilities grow, so does the risk of sleep disturbances. Developing strong sleep habits like winding down, limiting caffeine, and creating a sleep-friendly environment helps prevent burnout and supports long-term well-being. In our 40s and 50s, sleep can become lighter and more fragmented. Hormonal changes, especially in women during menopause, can lead to hot flashes and insomnia. Stress and health conditions may also increase. Prioritizing sleep at this stage can improve physical health, mood, and quality of life. Men may also notice changes in sleep quality as they age, such as more frequent nighttime awakenings. This can be linked to medical conditions, stress, or decreased melatonin levels. Regular exercise, stress management, and limiting evening alcohol can all help support deeper, more restful sleep. Older adults 60 plus often experience earlier bedtimes and wake times. While they may spend more time in bed, sleep becomes lighter and more disrupted. Daytime naps might increase. It's important to distinguish normal aging from sleep disorders, as quality rest remains essential even in later years. Common issues in older age include insomnia, restless legs, or sleep apnea. These can reduce the depth and restorative power of sleep. Staying active, maintaining a routine, and seeking medical advice when needed can improve nighttime rest and overall health. Despite sleeping less deeply, seniors still benefit greatly from consistent sleep. It aids memory, balances mood, and supports physical repair. Even if sleep changes with age, it remains one of the most powerful tools for maintaining vitality and resilience in older adulthood. Throughout life, sleep plays a protective, healing role. Whether growing a child's brain or preserving an elder's memory, best as a quiet caretaker. A lifetime of healthy sleep habits becomes a gift we give to ourselves, nurturing each stage of life with patience and care. Cultural habits and daily routines also shape sleep across the lifespan. Work schedules, caregiving roles, and community values affect when and how we sleep. Learning to respect your body's needs, regardless of external pressures, is a lifelong practice of self-respect and wellness. Sleep education is rarely taught but deeply needed. By understanding how our needs change with age, we can make informed choices for ourselves and support others, whether children, parents, or aging loved ones. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a living rhythm we all share.
Every chapter of life brings new joys, challenges, and responsibilities. Through it all, sleep quietly anchors us, adjusting with compassion, creating bedtime rituals, and honoring our shifting rhythms helps ensure that sleep remains a source of strength and serenity, no matter our age.
As we listen to our body's evolving sleep needs, we learn to live with more ease. Sleep across the lifespan is not one story, but many woven through childhood, youth, adulthood, and age. It is a lifelong conversation between our body and mind, softly asking for rest and offering renewal in return. Sleep and physical health. How sleep affects immunity, heart health, metabolism, and more. While sleep restores the mind, it also plays a vital role in healing the body. During rest, systems slow down, muscles relax, and the body shifts into repair mode. It's a nightly opportunity for healing, balance, and recovery that can't be replaced by diet or exercise alone. One of sleep's most important physical functions is immune support. While you sleep, your body produces infection-fighting cells and proteins, helping you fight off colds, viruses, and inflammation. Skimping on rest weakens this response, leaving you more vulnerable to illness and slowing down your recovery time. Sleep and heart health are deeply connected. As you drift into deeper sleep, your heart rate and blood pressure naturally lower, giving your cardiovascular system a chance to rest. Night after night, this gentle rhythm helps reduce long-term risk of heart disease, stroke, and hypertension. When sleep is disrupted, the heart doesn't get that vital time to reset. Studies show that chronic sleep deprivation is linked to high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, and even heart attacks. A peaceful night's sleep isn't just relaxing, it's protective, shielding your heart from silent strain. Sleep also affects your metabolism. It influences how your body processes glucose, regulates appetite hormones, and stores energy. When you don't get enough rest, your hunger hormones ghrelin and leptin become imbalanced, increasing cravings for sugar and fatty foods. That's why poor sleep often leads to weight gain. Your muscles and tissues also rely on sleep for repair. Growth hormone is primarily released during deep sleep, helping the body rebuild after physical activity, injury, or even just the wear and tear of the day. Without this process, soreness lingers and recovery slows down. Sleep impacts inflammation too. Rest helps regulate the body's immune response, reducing chronic inflammation that contributes to diseases like arthritis, diabetes, and even cancer. Skipping sleep can cause these markers to rise, quietly increasing risk while the body operates in a constant low-grade stress state. Even your gut health benefits from rest. The gut and brain are closely connected, and poor sleep can disrupt digestion, microbiome balance, and nutrient absorption. A rested body digests better, manages stress more easily, and keeps the digestive system running smoothly and gently. The connection between sleep and hormones can't be overstated. From insulin to cortisol to melatonin, your body depends on sleep to regulate its chemical messengers. Balanced hormones mean more stable energy, better stress response, and improve mood throughout the day, benefits that begin the night before. Each night's rest is a silent investment in your physical health. While you sleep, the body cleans, restores, and rebuilds. From your immune system to your heartbeat, every part of you is tended to with care. Sleep is not a break from life, it's how life continues well. The purpose of sleep. Why sleep is essential for the body and mind, physical and emotional restoration. Sleep is one of the most generous things we give ourselves. While we lie still and unaware, the body begins to repair, refresh, and quietly regulate its rhythms. It's not wasted time, it's essential time. Each night is an opportunity to return to balance, to let go, and to come back to yourself. Inside, the quiet orchestra plays, the heart slows, the breath deepens, and a gentle harmony spreads through every system. Sleep is not passive, it's active in ways we cannot feel. Cells regenerate, muscles recover, hormones adjust like soft dials turning just right. All this happened so that when we wake, we are whole again. Think of sleep as a silent guardian. It watches over you, tending to wounds both seen and unseen. When the world outside becomes too loud, too heavy, sleep gathers you in. It doesn't ask you to solve anything, it simply says, rest now. I'll carry the weight while you float free. Emotionally, sleep is where we untangle the knots of the day. Worries loosen their grip, feelings soften. The mind, like a tide receding, pulls away from anxious shores. In dreams, we sometimes face our truths, and in deep sleep, we often forget them just enough to breathe again. The brain is never idle, even in sleep. It soars through memories, deciding what stays and what gently fades away. This process strengthens learning and creativity. That's why a good night's sleep often brings clarity by morning. It's the mind doing its work while wrapped in moonlight and silence. Without sleep, our bodies rebel, focus falters, energy fades, and moods shift. The immune system weakens, and even our appetite changes. Sleep keeps all the internal machinery aligned. It doesn't just help us feel better, it keeps us alive. It's the quiet maintenance that powers everything else. Children need more sleep than adults because they're growing rapidly, but even as we age, rest remains essential. Our bodies never stop needing care, and sleep offers that freely. It is one of the only times we are not expected to perform, to achieve, or to be anything other than still. There's a reason sleep is deeply connected with healing. People who are sick are told to rest. Injuries mend more quickly during sleep. The body knows how to repair itself when we step aside. In sleep, we surrender, and that surrender is not weakness. It's wisdom passed down through nature itself. Culturally, we've often overlooked the value of rest. We celebrate productivity and wear exhaustion like a badge. But sleep reminds us that we are human, not machines. We are meant to pause, to dream, to wander through silence. In honoring sleep, we honor our limits and our need for care. Have you ever noticed how sleep softens the world? How pain dulls, noise dims, and thoughts lose their sharp edges? That's no accident. Sleep gently resets your nervous system, calming the stress signals that build throughout the day. It's not just rest, it's recalibration, an invisible balm. From the tiniest insect to the largest whale, sleep exists in every species in some form. That alone tells us how vital it is. Nature has woven rest into the fabric of life. Even the earth sleeps, turning its face from the sun each night. We are part of that rhythm. The timing of sleep is not random. It follows a circadian rhythm shaped by light and darkness. Our bodies respond to these natural cues, preparing for rest as the sky dims. This rhythm, ancient and wise, reminds us to move with nature, not against it. Sleep isn't a luxury, though we often treat it as one. It's as crucial as eating, drinking, and breathing. Deprive yourself of it, and your body will protest in subtle, then loud ways. It is the foundation for energy, focus, emotional health, and long-term vitality. The gift of sleep is that we don't have to try. We don't control it. It comes when we allow it. And when it does, it sweeps in gently, without fanfare, doing more good than we'll ever truly know. In that quiet mystery lies its beauty. So tonight, when you close your eyes, remember this. You are not stepping away from life, you are stepping deeper into it. Sleep welcomes you into the healing space between effort and ease. It's where you recover, where you dream, where you begin again. What happens when we sleep? An overview of internal processes, brain activity, hormones, repair cycles. Each night, as your body slows down, a beautifully complex process begins. Sleep isn't just one state, it's a cycle of shifting stages, each with its own rhythm and role. As you drift into rest, your brain and body enter a carefully designed sequence designed to heal, balance, and restore. Default text's first stage of sleep is like dipping your toes into water. You're still aware, but barely. Your heartbeat slows, your muscles relax, and your thoughts start to blur. This stage is light, brief, and gentle. Your body is testing the quiet, preparing for deeper surrender. Next comes stage 2, where sleep becomes more stable. Eye movement stops, body temperature drops, and brain waves slow down. It's in this stage that your body starts to fully let go, resting deeply enough that noises begin to fade, and the outside world feels distant. Next comes stage 2, where sleep becomes more stable. Eye movement stops, body temperature drops, and brain waves slow down. It's in this stage that your body starts to fully let go, resting deeply enough that noises begin to fade, and the outside world feels distant. In slow wave sleep, growth hormones are released. These are the building blocks of renewal, especially for children, but still essential in adults. During this time, the body isn't just resting, it's rebuilding. Like a craftsman at night, it repairs the wear and tear of the day. After the body has had time to heal, the mind takes center stage. This is where REM sleep begins. Rapid eye movement. Your brain lights up, almost as active as when you're awake. This is the realm of dreams, memories, and emotional processing. In REM sleep, your breathing becomes faster and more irregular. Your eyes dart beneath your eyelids, even though your muscles are mostly paralyzed. This strange mix allows you to dream safely without physically acting out the stories your mind begins to tell. Dreams often feel real because in REM sleep, the brain's emotional centers are highly active. You might process sadness, joy, or fear, and sometimes your mind works through unresolved thoughts from the day. It's like emotional housekeeping, softly sweeping away what you don't need to carry anymore. REM sleep is also where learning takes root. The brain reviews new information, reinforcing connections. That's why students, artists, and creators are told to sleep on it. Your mind continues its work while you rest, filing thoughts into place and solving quiet puzzles. These stages, light sleep, deep sleep, and REM, repeat in cycles throughout the night. Each full cycle lasts around 90 minutes, and you move through several cycles each time you sleep. The pattern is gentle and natural, designed by evolution for your well-being. Interestingly, the earlier part of the night holds more deep sleep, while REM stages become longer toward morning. This is why sleeping until sunrise often brings vivid dreams. Your brain is spending more time in its storytelling mode right before waking. If you wake feeling refreshed, it's because your body has completed enough of these cycles. But if you're interrupted, the brain may not finish its work. That's why broken sleep feels groggy. It's like stopping mid-sentence in a conversation with your own body. Even when you're sleeping, your brain remains aware of your surroundings. It listens for danger, detects changes in temperature, and monitors your breathing. Sleep may feel like total stillness, but deep within, there's watchfulness and care. Your organs also follow rhythms during sleep. The liver detoxifies, the kidneys filter, and your gut resets. Sleep gives every system time to catch up. It's a nightly internal shift change, where the body runs maintenance behind the scenes, out of sight, but never out of sync. Your heart rate and blood pressure dip during deep sleep, giving your cardiovascular system a break. This pause is protective. It reduces strain and lowers your risk of heart-related issues. Sleep is not just peaceful, it's protective, like a nightly shield for your health. If sleep is disrupted, these carefully timed processes are interrupted. The body may not complete its healing, and the mind may not finish its emotional sorting. Over time, this can affect memory, mood, and immunity. Quality matters just as much as quantity. The beauty of this cycle is that it's automatic. You don't have to tell your body how to sleep, it knows. Your only task is to allow it, to trust it, and to create space for rest. The body handles the rest with quiet brilliance. Understanding these stages helps us respect sleep more deeply. It's not laziness, not a pause from life, it's a continuation of it in a different form. Sleep is as active and necessary as any waking moment, full of meaning, movement, and renewal. So when night comes again, know that you're not just shutting down. You're entering a place where your body and mind become their own caretakers. In sleep, you return to yourself, gently, cycle by cycle, breath by breath. Sleep is where you begin again. Each night is a quiet ceremony, a ritual of letting go, and a promise of healing. And in understanding what happens while you sleep, you just might find a new appreciation for the peace it brings. The brain's night shift memory consolidation, emotional processing, and the role of dreams. When the lights go out and the world grows quiet, your brain begins its most essential night shift. It doesn't sleep when you do. Instead, it becomes quietly active, tending to thoughts, sorting through memories, and gently restoring your mental well-being. While your body rests, your brain begins to work. One of the brain's main jobs during sleep is memory consolidation. As you drift deeper into slumber, your mind begins organizing and filing away everything you experienced throughout the day. Like a careful librarian, it stores what matters, letting go of what doesn't, helping you remember what you need most. Memories aren't stored as one big file. They're pieced together, sights, sounds, emotions, and actions, each tucked into different brain areas. During sleep, the brain reactivates and strengthens the connections between these pieces, ensuring they stay linked. This is how a fleeting moment becomes a lasting memory. During deep, slow-wave sleep, the brain focuses on long-term memory storage. This includes facts you've learned, things you've practiced, or emotional moments that stood out. These memories get transferred from short-term storage into a more permanent home, helping you retain information and grow mentally stronger. REM sleep, on the other hand, is a time for emotional memory processing. It's here that your brain goes beyond simple facts. It starts to sort through feelings. It helps you process arguments, sadness, joy, and even fear. Without this process, emotions could pile up and weigh you down. That's why people often wake up feeling lighter after a good night's sleep. The brain has done its quiet work behind the scenes, softening edges of tough moments, amplifying the warmth of good ones. It makes space for peace, even in the emotional clutter of life. Dreams are an important part of this emotional processing. They're not random. They reflect your thoughts, emotions, and experiences in a symbolic, abstract form. Dreams act like a mirror held up to your mind, often distorted, but still revealing the heart of what's stirring within. In REM sleep, the brain's visual and emotional centers light up. This is why dreams often feel vivid, strange, and filled with emotion. Meanwhile, the logic centers are quieter, which is why dreams rarely make perfect sense. They follow the language of feelings, not facts. Scientists believe that dreaming helps reduce stress, anxiety, and emotional pain. It's as if the mind replays difficult experiences, rewrites them, and safely explores what scares or confuses you. All of this happens while you rest, without your conscious mind needing to intervene. Some dreams help solve problems. Others are simply reflections of what matters most to you. The brain uses dreams to rehearse, remember, and release. It sorts the useful from the useless, allowing you to wake up with clarity that didn't exist the night before. Sleep is also when new ideas are born. The brain quietly connects unrelated concepts, pulling from past knowledge and present experiences. This is why people often wake with insights or creative sparks. During sleep, your brain has been stitching together something entirely new. Beyond memory and dreams, the brain also takes time to reset its chemical balance. It flushes out waste products, including harmful proteins that build up during waking hours. This cleansing process helps protect against cognitive decline and keeps the brain sharp over time. One remarkable discovery is the glymphatic system, a network in the brain that becomes highly active during sleep. It acts like a nighttime cleaning crew, removing toxins and refreshing your mind. This function is essential, and it only happens effectively when you're deeply asleep. Sleep also restores neurotransmitters, the chemicals that help your brain communicate. After a full night's rest, your brain has replenished serotonin, dopamine, and other messengers that regulate mood, focus, and alertness. Without this reset, thinking becomes foggy and emotions harder to manage. The night shift also involves recalibrating the nervous system. Sleep calms overactive circuits, tones down stress responses, and helps regulate the fight-or-flight system. This restoration helps you stay emotionally balanced, resilient, and grounded in the face of everyday challenges. In children and teens, sleep supports healthy brain development. It enhances learning, creativity, and emotional maturity. The growing brain relies on deep sleep and REM cycles to build strong neural pathways and to nurture confidence, curiosity, and emotional self-awareness. Even as adults, sleep continues shaping your brain. It sharpens focus, aids decision-making, and helps you respond with more patience and empathy. The brain doesn't just rest at night, it learns, heals, and becomes wiser, gently preparing you for the day ahead. If you miss sleep, this important brain work is left undone. Memories may fade, emotions linger, and mental fog sets in. Chronic sleep loss makes the mind feel fragile and scattered. Like trying to focus through a cloud, sleep is your brain's true anchor. That's why giving yourself time to rest isn't indulgent, it's essential. Each night, your brain picks up its tools and tends to you with quiet devotion. Memory, mood, creativity, clarity, all restored under the gentle cover of darkness. So as you lie down tonight, remember, your brain is still with you, working in silence, not to disturb you, but to care for you. In every breath, in every cycle, it's rebuilding, cleansing, and gently guiding you back to yourself. Honoring rest in a busy world, a reflective closing on valuing rest as a necessary and sacred part of life. Rest is not a reward for hard work, it's a vital part of being human. In a culture obsessed with productivity, rest often takes a back seat. But without it, even the most driven minds and strongest bodies break down. Honoring rest means recognizing it as essential, not optional, for living a balanced and meaningful life. Many of us have learned to associate rest with laziness, guilt, or even shame. We push through exhaustion, ignoring the body's quiet pleas for a break. But true rest isn't indulgent, it's restorative. It heals, replenishes, and prepares us to engage with life fully. It's in stillness that we rebuild our strength. To honor rest, we must create space for it physically and mentally. This might look like turning off notifications, carving out quiet time, or simply pausing between tasks. These small acts of care signal to the body and mind that rest is welcome here, and that they don't need to fight to be heard. Rest is personal and looks different for everyone. For some, it's deep sleep. For others, it's reading, meditating, or walking in nature. What matters is that the activity soothes the nervous system and nourishes the spirit. Honoring rest means allowing yourself to find what works without comparison or judgment. In a world that glorifies hustle, choosing rest is a radical act. It says my worth isn't measured by how much I do. It's an act of defiance against burnout culture and an affirmation of self-respect. Rest doesn't make us fall behind. It allows us to move forward with clarity and purpose. Honoring rest also means understanding its seasons. There are times for action and times for retreat. Just as nature cycles through day and night, summer and winter, we too have rhythms. Listening to these rhythms helps us align with life more harmoniously instead of constantly pushing against it. Communities can foster healthier relationships with rest too. Workplaces, schools, and families thrive when rest is respected and supported. By modeling balance and boundaries, we give others permission to do the same. When rest becomes part of the culture, everyone benefits from mental wellness to creative renewal. There is something sacred in slowing down. Rest is where dreams rise, where healing happens, where ideas are born. It's where we return to ourselves. The more we treat rest as sacred, the more we reconnect with what matters, not just productivity, but peace, presence, and connection. Rest is not something to be squeezed in after everything else. It deserves a place at the center of our lives. It's the silent partner in every success, the unseen source of resilience. When we care for our rest, we care for our future. We begin to live, not just function. So let this be a gentle reminder. Rest is your birthright. In the stillness, there is wisdom. In the quiet, there is power. Honoring rest is not just about sleep, it's about honoring yourself. In a noisy, rushing world, choose rest. Choose to come home to your body, your breath, and your peace. Sleep is more than a nightly ritual. It's a powerful force that touches every aspect of our lives. From physical restoration to emotional healing and mental clarity, sleep shapes how we live, love, and lead. As we've explored its mysteries, we see that honoring sleep is truly honoring ourselves. In our fast-paced, always connected world, sleep often becomes an afterthought. But the science reminds us, consistent rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Prioritizing sleep means choosing health, balance, and long-term well-being. It's a quiet revolution that begins with awareness and continues with daily choices that support our natural rhythms. As you close this chapter, take a deep breath and remember your body knows how to rest. Trust it, support it. Let sleep be your ally, your healer, and your guide. In honoring sleep, we reclaim our energy, our clarity, and our peace. Sleep well and live even better. Thank you for dreaming with lights out. May your night be peaceful and your dreams be kind. See you in the next story.